Hey guys, got a major score today. The thing is infested with vines and it's got some rust damage to the case. He's gonna need some repair there. Nothing that I don't think I can handle. It's kind of ironic that I drive, made like roughly a 5 hour, pretty much a 5 hour trip. And there's one 5 minutes from home that I never knew was there because the house was overgrown with weeds. And this would be a 1950 through a 1954 Fetters. The case is a little rough, but that's okay. I can fix it. There's actually data. I want to say, I'll show you. There is some data on the capacitor for the compressor too. So I think it's the same size. So it's just freaking nasty. Yeah, this is a half horsepower and 1/20th horsepower, compressor and fan motor. Let's just say half, yeah, right? Yeah, half. Model, how does that say? ABB21, 4BB21. I can't tell. I have to clean it up. Alright, well, let's take a walk up and look at the other one quick. Because if that data plate information is the same, then obviously we're going to be in business. I really hope it is. I'll tell you in a second. Data information is identical. Freaking awesome. Let's see. Yeah, so that would be a 4. So I believe that to be like a deluxe model of some kind, and I'll show you why I think that when I get back down to the car. Then I'm gonna pause you guys until I get this unloaded. It's pretty heavy, but it's pretty manageable on your own if you get a good grip on it. It's not like unbearably freaking bad. Deluxe model. Oh, I thought that said deluxe. This is Weather Bureau. What does that say? Fetters. Weather Bureau. The bronze is still in decent shape, yet it looks like too. It's got your ventilation. Like I said, this could actually be why it don't run, but this is some kind of thermostat switch, I think, at some point. But it does not work. I'm declaring it that it doesn't work because I couldn't actually get it to start up. Now the chassis is in excellent shape. And it's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. It's the pearl white version. It's got some rust down here, but I can just get a good can of shiny white. It's just dirty, that's it. It's the white version. Fetters Mercedes. When I saw all the buttons, I was hoping it was a heat pump, but the quest remains. We still do not have a Fetters heat pump at all. I didn't even test all this out. It was stuck on high cool. So I'm assuming this used to be a thermostat switch, so I'm willing to bet that if I were to jumper this out, I bet it would start right up. But we're not going to do that. I'm just going to jumper it out in here because I'm not 100% sure what this is. So we're going to take this old Honeywell box apart. Yeah, it's Honeywell box. That's definitely some kind of temp controller. They cut it up. Now the story behind this, I just found out is, well, I saw it from the road a couple years ago because this house used to be, as you can tell, covered with vines. And when they finally cleaned it up, I saw from the road that this was hanging. I'm like, oh yeah. And I happened to drive by the other day and saw them outside, so I stopped and asked them if I could have it. And they said, I've been trying to find somebody to take this for 2 years since I moved in. It's like, take it, you'll be doing me a favor. So I took it, and here it is. This was in an old parsonage, and as you can tell, it's clean. Like, I bet you it hasn't been used since probably before I was born. And also, it was probably, even when it was being used, I bet it was only used once a week. It's got my it's got my favorite unpractical compressor, I should say. Tecumseh S series. I just love the sound of it. I guess you could probably say between that and the beer, my favorites. And you got the AJ and the pancake in there too, but let's get a look at that the tag. Yeah, it's definitely A8B, 48B 21. I can't tell. I'll have to clean it up and we'll look at it. But you got air removal, comfort cooling low, comfort cooling high, ventilate low, ventilate high, and off. I don't even know if this works. Probably does. Yep. It's probably your thermostat, I guess. Alright, I'm back. So, yeah, I forget where I was. It was a bit about a half hour. Oh, that's right. It looks like this case is actually white. Maybe like a very light gray. But yeah, I'm not exactly up to look at this. I'm not sure if that was like a set of contacts or if that was just like an expansion probe. I'm thinking it was probably, it looks like 2 wires. So I'm saying it was probably a set of contacts at one point. But this, I was able to pull that right off the wall. You might have seen it. I don't know if the picture showed that or not that I took. Maybe it did. In any event, we're going to turn this around quick. I don't want to get a good shot of that capacitor because the data information is actually still on it yet. So Garrett, that's probably going to solve our mystery too for yours. And KB, when you get yours, you're going to need a new cap for yours too. So I'm assuming this one's probably suffered the same fate, but this one was installed in a little bit friendlier of an environment. But that's not really saying that much because it's still sat dormant for freaking decades upon decades without being touched. And I actually just noticed that because my mom actually just stopped by. And she came up with like, what'd you get now? I'm like, this. I'm like, actually, the freaking lid's missing. But that was installed in like a basement window where you couldn't even get to it anyway, or to open it up. So they probably took it off back when it was brand new. That's okay. That's probably what I'm going to do with it too. Probably put it in my basement. Get it cleaned up. Although I do want to test the I might test it out my bedroom window just out of curiosity to see what it can do. Cord's a little bit different. Like I said, I feel like this is like a higher end deluxe model. Condenser's in great shape. There's a 4-legged friend, only a little, or 8-legged friend. He's only a little guy though, so I'm not really too worried about him. So this is a part that everyone needs to know. This is potentially the most important part of the whole unit. It's a Mallory capacitor made in the US. 110 VHC. Looks like 158 microfarads. I'm not sure what this number here used to be. Maybe you can see it a little bit. I want to make sure every part of that has a clear shot. 158 microfarads at 110 VHC. So, Garrett, Kenny, that's what these capacitors are supposed to be. Now, I'm not sure if this one's good or not. I'm going to say probably not. Chassis isn't rusted, which is actually what I was really worried about, providing the whole entire house is covered in vines since at least 2005 when I moved into the area. This is like I said, this is literally like 5 minutes away from my house where this one is. But yeah, that's all I got for now on this. I just want to show it, show it off a little bit to you. I gotta get this unloaded and probably just put it on the workbench for now. I don't really think I'm gonna mess with it much today. Here's a data plate, but the data plate's long gone too. I haven't even seen a good data plate on an S compressor yet. Probably never will unless I find one new old stock, but we all know that's probably not gonna ever happen. I love this compressor though. One of the nicest looking ones, and probably one of my tied with the B as far as sounding. I want to get that 57 Fetters weather wheel from Levittown that has the this compressor in it. I couldn't believe it, but it does exist. And what the hell? I feel like I want to say something else, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I remember. Yeah, so these ain't technically a weather wheel. These are the weather Biaro. The weather wheel started in 1957. Me and Mike were having this conversation, and although the original weather wheel does say weather Biaro, that's kind of like a tie-in period, because these weren't called the weather wheel until 57. So that's a good way to differentiate. And technically, the small but wide weather wheel, that's not really technically a weather wheel either. That's a minute mount, or the 60-second, and then the real small one, that's actually a casement. That's not technically a weather wheel either. So the weather wheel is exactly what you think, the weather wheel, the usual one. This here is just a regular early version that has a round vent on it. See if I can hear that click. Oh, must be maxed out. It's pretty warm in here where it is right now. The sun beating down the car and shit. I don't know how this filter attaches, but it's still there. I'll probably clean it up. It's probably original. See what kind of shape it's in. If I can get it cleaned up, I'll reuse it. It's not. I guarantee you, it's never. Actually, it couldn't have ever been cleaned, because unless they slid the unit out, which I don't see them ever doing that. But there's no way they could possibly got that filter out of there. So it's not that it's dirty, but it's not completely clogged. So I'd say this unit has minimal use. And as you see, there is nothing other than vines, nothing built up on the condenser coils. But yeah, I want to take this box. I'll get some pictures up on Flickr, maybe the AC group on Facebook later. But yeah, this is your this is some kind of control box they bought to control this separately. Like I said, I bet you this is all shine right up. I bet you it's still in pretty good shape yet. Anyway, guys, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think of this beast. Like I said, I'm proud to own it, so I'll probably put them both in the basement window, because I might just run this instead of the dehumidifier, because I know it's depending on how well it dehumidifies. Because I know that little one in there that I have in the garage, that thing removes moisture like there's no tomorrow with that R12. So I'll have to do a wattage rating, and if it uses the same juice or maybe even a little bit less, I'm just gonna let this run all summer instead of letting it, because that newer GE dehumidifier I bought from Lowe's a couple years ago, that thing pretty much runs constantly. So if I can use this instead, well, that'll be better. Anyway, thanks for watching. Looking forward to reading the comments on this one.